Oh, wow, what do you know? It's time for the Pocket Knife Show. Hey, it's Mike on the mic again for another episode of the Pocket Knife Podcast. Have you noticed the increase in the number of things which are locked up in stores? Some things make sense to me. Jewelry is protected, expensive electronics are pinned up, printer ink, ridiculously overpriced, requires assistance, perfumes are kind of pricey, so I get why they're under lock and key. But then there are cages around things like razors in some stores, and, I was told by a woman, toothbrushes. Are criminals that into personal hygiene? I know about these things because the other day I had to have an employee unlock and open a sliding glass door so I could pick out an item, and then my assistant had to take it to the checkout line for me and hand it to the clerk to be purchased. What in the world? At least I can still pick up and pay for a Kit Kat as I cruise through the self-checkout line. I heard a rumor recently that these DIY stations may soon be a thing of the past too. Increasing theft is the reason. I get that the cost of things has skyrocketed and people are desperate, but it's not the essentials that are behind bars. You can still pick up a bag of Tostitos or potatoes without pressing a buzzer to bring a manager over. You can add a bunch of bananas or a head of lettuce to your cart and no one cares. But you might have to wait for a few minutes for someone to unlock the 5-bladed razor cartridges from Gillette Labs before you can buy them. All these layers of security have raised a question in my mind. What percentage of people are stealing things? Are we a majorly dishonest people? Do thieves outnumber non-thieves? I don't think that's the case. I hope not. But toothbrushes? What this means is that God's judgment as recorded in the Bible is spot on. Jeremiah 17:9 says it plainly enough. The heart is deceitful above all things and beyond cure. Who can understand it? And then following that thought up, there are Jesus' words in Matthew 15:19. For out of the heart come evil thoughts, murder, adultery, sexual immorality, theft, false testimony, slander. All the stealing which makes locked up goods necessary will not stop unless the shoplifters' hearts are changed. God convict them and save their souls. Amen? I do not say any of this with a holier-than-thou attitude. I stole a Hot Wheels car from a doctor's office when I was a kid. My heart, full of covetousness and greed, wanted it, so my hand took it. I knew full well what I was doing was wrong, but I let my flesh rule me instead of the Spirit of God. When my misdeed was discovered a short time after getting home from the appointment, my mom took me back to the scene of the crime. She made me confess my deed to the doctor himself. I was so ashamed as I handed over the stolen vehicle. Not wanting to experience that burning sensation ever again kept me from a life of hot wiring and taking literal Hot Wheels. I'm thankful God has done a lot of heart renovation in my life. Theft is not an option for me anymore, not that it was ever a major struggle anyway. And I'm less likely to gossip than I used to be, and I've overcome a tendency to lie when stretching the truth might make me look better or hiding the truth might keep me from encountering difficulties. Still, I'm far from perfect. God has to confront my attitudes and actions often enough, has to reveal what's in my heart and correct me. 1 Corinthians 10:12 and 13 come to mind right now. So if you think you're standing firm, be careful that you don't fall. No temptation has overtaken you except what is common to mankind, and God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. But when you are tempted, He will also provide a way out so that you can endure it. I dare not think of myself as better than others when I look at weird products locked up. My temptations are different, but just as powerful. I could fall. Thank God, He helps me and shows me the way out. Oh, one more thing. I checked out the toothbrushes rumor. They weren't the regular $2 or $3 brushes locked up. It was electric models. So maybe thieves aren't as into personal hygiene as I first imagined. Oh no, it's sad I know we've come to the end of the show. See you next time.